My name is John Taylor. I'm the president of Tertium Quids and the host of the Morning Group Coalition. We're meeting here today to talk about a bill that's going to be introduced in this session of the General Assembly that deals with the issue of budget transparency. We're going to have 4 speakers talk about the issue as well as the bill. And my job here today is mainly to introduce them. I'm going to introduce them all now. And then at the end of this, we're going to have a short question and answer session, taking questions from any members of the media who may be here who did not attend the Attorney General's press conference. Our first speaker is Kristina Rasmussen. She's Director of Government Affairs for the National Taxpayers Union in Alexandria, Virginia. Senator Cuccinelli is going to talk about the bill that he's got a draft of that will be dropped either tomorrow or the day after that.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. Senator Chap Petersen, the new senator from Fairfax County, is also going to be on this bill in the Senate. Delegate Ben Cline and Delegate Johnny Joanno, who could not be with us this morning, will be introducing this in the House as well. And at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Kristina.
Well, once again, my name is Kristina Rasmussen, and I'm Director of Government Affairs for the National Taxpayers Union. We have over 9,000 members in the state of Virginia, and we're located in Alexandria. Now, as a taxpayer group, we understand that while it's easier to spend other people's money, you tend to watch your spending a little more carefully when it's your own funds. And that's why we've been working to give taxpayers easy online access to state and federal expenditures. And we believe that these citizen searches online will help identify waste and reduce redundancies. So really, this Google Your Government movement got started back in 2006 when NTU worked with Senators Barack Obama, a Democrat, and Senator Tom Coburn, a Republican, to introduce a bill that would place all federal grant and contract spending online. Now, you think that everyone would be in favor of transparency, it's a great thing. Well, believe it or not, we had some opposition, but we were able to overcome it just by putting together an amazing left-right coalition. We had family groups, we had gay rights groups, we had environmentalists, we had property rights groups, because everyone agreed that access to information about how taxpayer dollars is spent is important. So we passed the House and the Senate, the President signed it, and just this last December, the website went live. So today you can go to usaspending.gov and Google your government spending, and it's been a fantastically popular site. So after this victory, we decided to take spending transparency to the states. And since we launched the Show Me the Spending Coalition, we've got 21 groups part of the coalition, we've seen 9 states pass some sort of online spending website. State legislators got involved, governors got involved, some states had their treasurers move forward with the initiative. And the 9 states that have these spending websites so far include Hawaii, Kansas, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, New York, Oklahoma, South Carolina, and Texas. And we really think that Virginia should be on this list as well. We found that the most effective use and useful websites are sites that include the most types of spending as possible: grants, contracts, regular appropriations, bond allocations, even states and employee salaries. Second of all, they definitely need to be searchable. Some of the existing Virginia websites are not searchable, and that's obviously an impediment to a citizen who doesn't quite know where to start. And so, as I mentioned before, it's a relatively new concept, but we're starting to see just how popular these websites are in the states. In fact, Missouri launched their website this last July, and the first week of its existence, it had over 1 million hits from constituents, reporters, legislative staff. Most people found this information useful and helpful. So we're working with our Virginia friends to make sure that Virginians have access to online tools as well. And I'll pass it along.
Good morning, and thank you all for coming. This is definitely an effort I'm very happy to work on with Chap in the Senate, and look forward to working with our allies in the House of Delegates as well. And later today, we'll meet with members of the administration who have also demonstrated a certain degree of enthusiasm about this. The governor has pursued their Virginia Performs effort, and they are in the process of building a website where you can go and see how the various government programs are performing against certain measures. For instance, juvenile crime, you look at recidivism rates, just as by way of example. We are going to talk with them this afternoon about coordinating the two efforts that you've heard discussed here, what Kristina introduced to you, and what the governor's office is already doing in the Virginia Performs effort. And what we want to do is tie both of them to the budget in a way that Joe Virginia, who can send an email and uses internet, can easily and effectively use to keep an eye on his government or to answer his own questions, where today you have to send a FOIA and then 2 more FOIAs to trace information back. We want to make that a 3 or 4 or 5 click effort. And that the technology exists to do that today. We should do it, and I believe the citizens of Virginia, who are the owners of this government, expect it in this day and age, and they should expect it. We will get, I should say, it's been made available from both Google and Microsoft to help us with this effort. Google found when they researched their own clients' interests and what are they searching, that the largest single type of information was government information, and shockingly, it was one of the worst cataloged and the least searchable types of information out there. So they have an interest in Virginia improving the searchability of its websites and in seeing systems like this set up all around the country. In addition to doing this for Virginia and to making Virginia's government more open to its own citizens, I've also talked with members of the boards of supervisors in Fairfax County and Prince William County. I live in Fairfax, so I'm a little more familiar with that budget. They spend $6 billion a year. That's a sixth of the state budget. And they are interested as well, at least some of them, we'll see if the majority, in setting up a similar arrangement. And what I'd really like to see over the course of the next year or two is that you could trace a dollar back from Prince William or Fairfax County up to the state and the state contributions, for instance, for a variety of welfare programs, and you could trace that back to the federal government and the federal website. And with all of those efforts being brought online at the same time, and the easy interlinkability based on the technology that exists today, I think that in the next year or two, Virginia and a couple of its local governments, in partnership with what's going on at the federal level, could quickly become the most open government in the country in terms of its citizens' ability to access the dollars that the state is spending and where they're coming from. I want to also share with you, since as you got from John's comment, the Attorney General is having his own press conference at the moment, but I promised I'd share his statement. God bless Blackberries. And I'm just going to go ahead and read it for you. The Attorney General supports open and transparent government, particularly when it comes to how government spends taxpayers' money. The Attorney General's office has been working for the past several months on an online pilot program that will make it easier for citizens to access his office's spending information. This is a voluntary program that the Attorney General hopes will be a model for transparency by all state agencies. It is currently in the planning stages, and more information will be released by the office in the months ahead. This reform will bring increased accountability to state government. And obviously that's a model we hope will be followed throughout